Will this
Awesome.
time difference not further aggravate? I think by 4th of November, is that right? Anna?
That is correct. Yep. We
4th,
will.
4th November, is it?
Yeah, because they didn't pass it. They didn't pass they had a law that passed, I think, one of the houses, but it needs sign off from the other house, and that didn't happen.
Oh
So
my
here we
goodness.
are falling back again. And then the spring, I guess we'll spring forward. Who knows?
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, so let's get started. Let's get the party started. Welcome, everyone. Good evening, good morning, fellow Toastmasters. I am so excited and I hope you all are. Welcome to AI Articulators. And this is our very first meeting. Let me share with you the six-fold vision of this club. Create value for members by sharing exclusive information. Build strong mentoring for individual members. Foster productivity, creativity, and AI exploration. Encourage critical thinking about AI's impact. Simplify complex information for fellow Toastmasters. Last but not least, uphold ethics and responsible AI practices. Now with that, I know you all are very curious. You want to know what is the initiative behind this new club. Let me call upon Abhijit Joshi to share the story behind this club.
Thank you, Jamal. We're all in Bahamas. We're at the Toastmasters convention. And Anna came to me, Anna, our club growth director. She said, we need to start an AI club. And I said, yes, I will do it. I was sitting in a French cafe with my friend Parmis. And I was talking to her, asking her, hey, what should be our vision? And that time she said, we need to start an AI club to boost our creativity and productivity. Then we started connecting with many, many, many people, and our vision expanded. There are many people who have helped me. Noor was one of them. Patrice was one of them. Anne-Marie was one of them. So everyone has added to the vision, and it still keep on growing. So any inputs you have, it will help us to expand our vision. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Abhijit. Now to run this meeting, I need a couple of functionaries. So the functionaries I have with me is, for our counter, Himakshi is our counter. Himakshi, can you describe your role, please?
Yes. Greetings, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of our counter is to note words and sounds that are used as a pause filler by anyone who speaks. During this meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including I also note down repetitive words such as I, this means, and at the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Back to you, Jem. Thank you.
Thank you. Parag will be our timer. Parag, can you describe your role?
Sure. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As your timer, I will be responsible for timing each of the speakers and evaluators. For timers, the speeches should be 5 to 7 minutes long. At 5 minutes, I will display the green color. At 6 minutes, I'll display the yellow color. And at 7 minutes, I'll display the red color. Each speaker has a 30 seconds buffer after the red color is displayed. For evaluators, the evaluation should be 2 to 3 minutes long. And for table topic speakers, you should speak for up to 2 minutes with 30 seconds of buffer. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Parag. Would you like to show your background change so we know?
I'll show for speakers, I'll show green at 5 minutes, yellow at 6 minutes, and red at 7 minutes. And uh, similarly for evaluators and table topic speakers.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Parag.
Thank you.
Now let's get started with AI News Flash. Let me call upon Sachin for AI News Flash.
Thank you, Jaimol. Just to introduce my role, I'm going to take you to, this is a holiday season. So what comes with holidays? It comes with gifts. So I'm going to give you gifts in the form of newses about what is recently happening into AI. So let me go ahead and share my screen and talk about what is going on in the world of AI. What exactly are people doing? Let me know if you can see my screen. So today's AI news flash surrounds around 3 different topics. First is about AI and government. As you know, people are slowly and steadily growing into this world where government is getting aware of what exactly AI is, how it works, and things like that. So two interesting news that popped up to me is one is French politicians are proposing new AI-focused copyright changes, which is pretty interesting. You can go and read more about it in the link. I'll make sure to send out the slides after the meeting. One interesting thing that they're suggesting is that they want to build a rules or rather like laws around the copyright and how AI interacts with it so that AI is not impacted. And at the same time, the people who have created the data that is consumed by AI is not getting copyright infringement and other stuff. Another interesting thing that I saw is that UK Prime Minister recently announced an AI Safety Institute, which I found very fascinating because what does AI safety even mean? Do they want to save us from AI? Well, not really. They want to save multiple things and put like laws or rather structure into a place to control how AI is going to operate and what kind of problems it is going to solve. Now you will tell me you are telling us too many dooms and glooms, tell us something nice. So you know what? AI can actually help us save from the climate change, or rather it can solve the climate crisis. UN recently published a very interesting story. You can go and read the article on this link, which talks about how exactly AI is going to help us, or rather accelerate the efforts of different countries to solve the climate crisis that we are going to have right now. One more interesting thing that I pondered upon is that LLMs, or rather the generative AI as we call them, right now has a major limitation that it can only use the data and can use the words that are used by people to form sentences, right? But right now, currently there are neural nets which are able to generalize the language, which means they can actually take two words and form a new word and stuff like that. If this explodes, maybe the next Gen Z, Gen Alpha, Gen Beta, or whatever is going to have their own set of words, which is pretty fascinating. Also, it is also helping us to read a scroll which was from 2000 years ago, which by the way was written by the father of Julius Caesar. You can find this interesting story here. It talks about the reach of AI, not only from scientific purpose, not only from futuristic purpose, but also from rediscovering our own history. So AI is amazing. You know what? You can actually use it in YouTube Music right now. So YouTube Music is actually letting you generate your own AI playlist art. So when you create a playlist inside a YouTube Music, you can have a cover which is made by AI and is created by you. So I found this feature pretty interesting. And at the same time, coming back to the earlier point of copyrights, Universal Music Group right now is filing a landmark lawsuit against AI developer Anthropic. Now, what does Anthropic do? Anthropic creates a music using the original music of the artists. It is an AI which does that. Funnily enough, this is going to be the first ever lawsuit which is going to discuss the copyright and AI issues. How is this doing? This is going to pan out? I am as excited as you are. So that was the AI news flash. Back to you, Jamal.
Thank you. Now let me call upon Chandana for the company profile.
Thank you, Jaimul. Let me share my screen quickly. I'm sorry, this is taking some time. Can you see my screen?
Not yet. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. So, okay. So think about this. You have a very important meeting to attend. You have to go get ready. So you walk into the closet and start staring at your clothes. There is only one constant thing running in your mind for most of us here at least. That one statement, at least for me, is I do not have anything to wear today. What do I wear today? Looks like there is one company who has thought about this problem and come up with a solution. Before telling you which company I'll be talking about today, I will actually show you the solution for it. You can see this video.
Clothing, which is static. Primrose allows me to refresh my look in a moment. That is wild. I mean, come on, that's crazy.
What is happening?
Clothing, which is static.
If
Primrose
you've
allows
not seen this video, it was a interactive dress which was displayed in one of the conferences recently. It is basically allows you to download a design of your choice from the designer of your choice onto your dress, and there you go. You can have it on the fly and you can wear them instantaneously. That's amazing, right? This will solve all the problems of the wardrobe issues. So if you don't know already which company I'm talking about, it is Adobe. Let me go to the next screen. It is Adobe. Adobe was founded in 1982. Mostly, historically, it has always focused on generating products for creative spaces. We already know various products like Photoshop or PDF Reader or Lightroom. It has been the go-to product for all the photography enthusiasts, videographers, or filmmakers, or editors, illustrators, designers, etc. So all these, there are various products, but all these are under the bucket of Creative Cloud Suite. But with the onset of Gen AI, Adobe is trying to incorporate these large language models, also called as the Stable Diffusion for computer vision specifically, into these already powerful creative suite. That is all about Adobe Firefly. That's their latest project they're working on. Can you just imagine how significant it would be to merge creativity and technology? Possibilities are endless. But I would like to highlight few points which I think are very inspiring for me, about how it can effectively impact the society. This could really open up doors for illustrators. People have always struggled to, communicate what's going on in their mind to people. Let it be because of language barriers or speech difficulties, or just that few feelings and thoughts are so difficult to actually convey in words. But with these products and the Gen AI, it is all possible to just put up a picture or an image or a video with just few words and come up with a full entire video which can illustrate what's going on in their mind. Imagine that you are a film director and you have to tell how to enact to an actor, or how to focus, or how to set up the light of the room, etc. By these, the director can just type in few words on the bot, and then you have an entire image or even a video to actually tell what he is thinking about a particular scene maybe. Or we already saw that dress we all know that fashion industry is causing a lot of problem for environment, right? So if that dress is into the market, clothing is now just a software to be downloaded and worn at any point of time. So it actually significantly reduces the footprint of fashion industry on the ecosystem. So I think the possibilities are definitely endless to see how these products of Adobe could turn out. But these are the things which I think are most amazing products to look forward to in the future. You should definitely check out their YouTube channel and also their website for more interesting stuff. I wish I could tell more about it, but with the limited time, this is what I think is super inspiring for me. Thank you. Over to you, Jaimol.
Thank you so much, Chandana. I wish I had that so I could change my dress now itself. Now let's get to our prepared speeches. For prepared speeches, we have Akshita who will be speaking. Her evaluator is Anna. Let me call upon Anna to share the purpose of her speech.
Thank you, Jamal. I'm excited to be here. This is the first meeting for this AI club, and I get to evaluate Akshita's speech. She is an accomplished speaker coming from Women in Lead, which is an amazing club, and so we're glad to have her here. She's working on Pathways, Visionary Communication Level 1, Project 4, which is an evaluation and feedback. And this is speech number 1, because there's 2 parts to this particular project, and she's going to be speaking from 5 to 7 minutes. So I'm going to be listening in, and I will take some notes on what she did well, and maybe I'll have a couple of things that she can work to improve on. Back to you, Jamal.
Thank you so much, Anna. Let me call upon Akshita. How did we get here? How did we get here, Akshita?
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. So, how many of us here have used ChatGPT at some point? I am assuming everyone. So, how many of us actually wondered what the technology is behind ChatGPT? Well, it all started with the question, what comes next? Given an incomplete sentence, we wanted models to predict the next word. An example of this could be autocomplete. Now, before I dive into the algorithms, I want to lay down some foundations for understanding. The first is, unlike images, which can be reshaped, cropped, and resized, sentences come in all lengths, and they can't be reshaped, resized, and recropped. Second, algorithms such as machine learning need numeric representations. They cannot work well with words. So we need a way to map each word in our dictionary to a given number, per se. One way is just to define our own dictionary. We can do any kind of mapping as long as it's consistent within our algorithm. Third, machine learning algorithms train on a large amount of data. For our purpose, we're sticking to this one paragraph just to get an intuitive example or understanding. 1 second, I think there's a technical glitch. It's not uploading. Yes, perfect. So now that we have a paragraph and an incomplete sentence, we want to know what comes next. So the first algorithm that I'd like to talk about is the n-gram model. Here, n means the number of words. So if n was 3, we would look at n minus 1, which is 2 words. In this sentence, the last 2 words is Toastmasters is. What the algorithm does is, it just goes through the paragraph, looks for instances of Toastmasters is, looks for the next word in the paragraph, and sees which word comes up more frequently. In this particular example, the word that would be selected is Toastmasters is not. Now, one of the main disadvantages of this algorithm is that we do not see the context of the entire sentence. For instance, if n is too small, we're just focusing on Toastmasters is and not the entire sentence. However, if n is too big, we might not find that example at all in our paragraph. So, how do we incorporate the context of the entire sentence? This brings us to our second version or the second instance of the large language models. I'm sorry. Let us take the same sentence, Toastmasters is a great. Now let us imagine the model in a pictorial sense. Here, the blue circle represents the inputs, the green represents the algorithm, and the purple represents the output. What comes next? Let's break it down for each and every word. How would this look like? Here, every single word will have its own algorithm. Now bear with me. It doesn't need to make sense right now. So how do we get the context of, like, when we're at great, how do we get the context of the entire sentence? Well, the idea is pretty simple. Instead of the algorithm outputting just the next word, we also output one other thing, which is the context. It's a number which represents whatever the algorithm has learned so far in the sentence. This is called the hidden state. And since we do it for every single word again and again, this algorithm is called recurrent neural networks. One of the downfalls of this algorithm is that even though we get the context from entire sentences, context towards the end of the sentence is far greater than context at the beginning of the sentence. However, we know that sometimes words at the beginning or other parts of the sentence give us more meaning. This gives rise to transformer. The idea behind the transformer model is attention. It focuses on the most important part of the sentence. So I can't get into the detail of transformers because that's going to take half an hour, but I will give you the key takeaways. The first is that we need to do away with order. The main drawback of RNNs was the sequential nature. We need to do away with that. But we can't just eliminate order left and right. For instance, this example, Mom, can I have ice cream versus Mom, I can have ice cream, are vastly different. So how do we do that? We use a positional mapping, which is a number between 0 and 1. And for each position in the sentence, we assign one particular position mapping. Now we pass this position mapping, the word index from our dictionary, and the words into the first part of our algorithm. What this algorithm is basically a matrix where every word in the sentence can see every other word in the sentence. Through a series of computations, we find out which words are the most important. For example, in this particular example, you can see how and you become the most important words of the sentence, giving the algorithm, the next part of the algorithm, more context. So, what are LLMs like ChatGPT? LLMs are nothing but large blocks of transformers. They take the transformer architecture and they expand the scale of it. So the next time you're typing a prompt into ChatGPT, you can imagine that the algorithm takes in your sentences, it takes in your paragraphs, and it pays attention to the most important part of your paragraphs. This part is called encoding. Now that it's encoded all the information from your sentences and your paragraphs, it moves on to the next stage, which is decoding. The decoding part of the algorithm gives you all the answers you require. And with this, I took you really fast through Ngram models, recurring neural networks, transformers, and LLMs. And I tried to highlight how the drawback of one generation of models gave rise to the next generation of models. Once again, I would love to take any questions at the end of the session, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. That was really insightful because I got to learn from one generation, the flaws in it helped to generate the other one. And now we are talking about LLMs and ChatGPT, what it uses. So it was definitely a good introduction that helps us to learn more about it. Do we get 1 minute? Yeah, let's take 1 minute of silence to give feedback to Akshita using private chat. Awesome. Let's move on. Let's move on to the table topic session. Let me call upon Abhijit.
Thank you so much, Himal. In table topics, you're asked a question and you're encouraged to speak for at least 1 minute until it turns green. Everyone, please turn on your camera so that I know whom I can ask the questions. Let's get it started. AI is a boon. AI is a boon. Then it is for you. I think his connection is not good. Nitish, AI is a boon.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhijit, for this interesting topic. AI is a boon. Certainly, when it comes to AI, we go for analyzing its pros and cons. My first introduction with AI was when I was given a task to predict. It was a similar task as what we talked about, predicting words, but I had to predict relevant videos given a certain context. The use of that task or project was to help children in elementary school to give videos that would be relevant to their coursework, as well as that would suit to their age group. So I believe AI has the power to be customized to different age groups and different demography, as well as different ethnicities, different races. And it's in that sense, it helps to bring relevant content based on the context that not only enhances the concept of inclusivity, that enhance and makes everyone so much part of AI revolution that I feel everyone can get benefited and everyone can progress and develop because of the advantages it's going to give. So that is the power which I saw, building on the context and giving a very customized solution. And in that sense, I felt AI has a lot to offer to different people. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nitish. One thing you said was very key. AI is customizable to the demographics. That's a big one. Next question. Which do you like? ChatGPT or Google Bard? And why? Which do you like? ChatGPT or Google Bard? Noor.
Greetings, everyone. ChatGPT or Bard? Now, how many of you know what is Bard? Google Bard. Please raise your hands. Show of hands. Right? Now, some of us are really ignorant about what Google Bard is, right? And some of us really know what Google Bard is. So, if I have to compare ChatGPT version 4 to Google Bard, I would definitely go with ChatGPT 4. Why? Because of its simple interface, right? And also the advantage which I have for using plugins. Now, how many of you know what ChatGPT plugins are? Raise your hands again. Now, few less hands, show of hands. So for those of you who have ChatGPT Premium, like you pay $20 per month, you get access to this wonderful ecosystem of plugins, wherein by using a plugin, you can extend the functionality of ChatGPT. For example, there is AI PDF, right? What you can do is, if you enable that plugin, you can upload a chat PDF file, and it will summarize the whole PDF for you. And you can ask, let's say you are reading a research paper. The math is too heavy. You want to understand it in a very simpler way, right? You don't need to copy and paste everything into chat. Rather, you upload the PDF or just share the URL of the PDF, and it will summarize for you. Similarly, today we had another meeting wherein someone demonstrated the power of diagrams. Like, for example, you might be a programmer. You might be writing a UML diagram, for example. So you can easily create diagrams. It's just a simple plugin. So I believe if I have to choose between Google Bard and ChatGPT-4, I would definitely go for Chat. Back to you, Abhijit.
Thank you, Noor. That was very precise. I think I learned from that answer. Thank you, Noor. Thank you for sharing that with us. How do you feel about ChatGPT? How do you feel about ChatGPT? Cha?
Hello, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to chime in. I feel like right now ChatGPT is the very most prominent tool which we all use. And of course, in an educational institution, there's lots of opposition from faculty and even some administrative from the higher ed institute, which worry about the fact that using it for the student or the student using it. Yet at the same time, just like many years ago when clones started in the lab, and lots of people were so worried about cloning because cloning, there's different way of looking at it. If you're cloning something that is right for the world, it will be good. Yet at the same time, cloning incorrectly can destroy so many human lives, and also there's bad consequences. Therefore, it is still something for us to explore in the next level. And yet at the same time, we have to acknowledge the importance of it, because one thing that the other speaker just mentioned is that right now, AI can help out with the changing the climate situation. And that is one of the most important things that I would like also to learn more about. Thank you.
Thank you, Cha. I really like how you had an analogy of cloning with ChatGPT. That was something which I had not thought before. Thank you for sharing that with us. The big buzzword in the industry is generative AI. The big buzzword in the industry is generative AI. Tim, how is generative AI going to affect us?
Tim or TM?
Yes, for you, yeah.
All right. I don't think it's going to affect us so much if you look back into the process by which our neuroscience people have gone to study and research on the way our brain works. Computer works on on-off. We all know that. How it arrives from point A to point D is it goes on a yes, no, if not, if this, and then. Right. Our human brain works differently. Out of a sudden, out of the blues in this matrix or in this pathway, there will grow something that's never been there before. Think about a child when the child learns to walk. It doesn't know that it has the ability to climb, but it walks first. So it's boldly going to do things which hasn't been done before. A computer will always be a computer. A computer is only very fast at computing, at arriving from point A to point D. So those people who are saying, oh, AI will take over the world, no, it won't. It's our human ingenuity that will take us to the next level of civilization. We see through resources that we have, limitations. Let not this 2-pound thing limit us and liberate us from the enclosed, within the box thinking, and think out of alternatives, ways that have never been thought before. Remember, I told you from point A to point D. It's our brain that grows, that develops, and that creates new things. Let this juice flow. A lot of times you find in our life is a lot of people say, oh, it can't be done. It has not been done before, or it has been done but failed. So I encourage everybody, and my message is, liberate your brain first. Let the synapses, let the the growth of cells, brain cells, flourish instead of putting it all in a box. With that, over to you.
Thank you, PM. Thank you for inspiring us to think outside the box. Next question is for you, Pradnya. What are you doing to keep up with AI? What are you doing to keep up with AI professionally? Pradnya?
Thank you, Abhijit, and welcome to all. I have been fascinated with AI and all the offerings that it provides since the end of last year with all the buzz about ChatGPT. Professionally, I'm not supposed to use any other language models outside, but I've had some time to play around with it. I've had time to use AI to improve my speeches. I have used AI to improve the language used in my speeches. I've also played around with Udly, which is one of the AI tools that Toastmaster supports to use my speech delivery. And I've had interesting feedback. In some cases, I've found that AI is able to definitely give me feedback on the grammar, on my speech structure, on my sentence structures. But there are cases where I still find that I am more creative than AI. So I don't consider AI to be our nemesis, but if we work together, we might be able to come up with a better solution. With Udly, I was able to use its video analysis capability to improve my posture, to improve my eye contact, and in some cases to also improve my hand gestures. And it's been interesting to see the evolution of AI over the past few months. With regards to my professional development, I work in the hardware field, and I'm happy to say that it's going to take a few more years for AI to catch up with me. I'm safe. But let's see where we are, where we will be together with AI in a few years from now. Thank you.
Thank you, Pradnya. Thank you for sharing how you used ChatGPT as well as Udly to enhance your speeches. Thank you so much, everyone, for your responses. I'll now give it back to our Toastmaster, Jamal George.
Thank you. Those were really insightful, thought-provoking questions. Our next section is evaluation. Let me call upon Anna to evaluate Akshita.
Thank you so much. Akshita employed a great technique. I hope you guys all saw it at the very beginning. She asked 2 questions of the audience, and that immediately got us into her speech because we started thinking about what she was going to share. That is a great technique. Some people start off with quotes. Some people tell you what they're going to share, but she asked us questions to draw the audience in. To add to that, she had a great slide deck with her. It was beautiful in color, simple, easy to understand, and it helped to carry out illustratively what she was sharing with us during her speech. And I thought that was great. A great way to demonstrate ChatGPT, and she even got positive feedback of the example, the good example sentences, if you saw that in the chat from the audience members. So obviously she did a lot of things well with the presentation in setting that up. And the hallmark of this, I believe, is that she was able to take a complex process, what ChatGPT does and how it's thinking and using big data, and distill it down for even the least technical of us in the audience. And that is a great, great hallmark of anybody who's trying to communicate and get people to understand. And also, even if you're trying to get people to buy into what you're doing by influencing them. So all of that really added in. She also carries great strength with her gestures. She uses her hands. She was talking about the steps and all of that. I was able to see that she's demonstrating how ChatGPT works and what it's doing in the process. And I thought that that really enhanced the delivery of the speech as well. So with all of that positive feedback, I only have 2 tiny minor nits. Obviously, she experienced a little tiny bit of a technical glitch with the slides moving forward and back, but she recovered quickly. It didn't seem like it tripped her up too much during the speech, and she was able to just kind of pick up exactly where she left off. So good with that. But maybe just kind of play with the flow of the slides and make sure that works while you're speaking. And secondly, because you're actually giving the audience information and we're actually learning from you, it's really not necessary to thank us at the end or to have the thank you slide at the end. Just leave it with that. Maybe you can close it with if you have questions, and then you can provide some contact information. But don't thank us, because actually the audience should be thanking you. With that, you're an amazing speaker. I learned a lot from you, as Jamal shared during her part of the Toastmaster. And I think you got positive feedback from the audience as you're delivering the speech. So very well done. And I look forward to seeing you again in the future. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Anna. Let me call upon Himakshi, our counter, to share the report.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Such used that twice. Chandana used 4 times and once. Akshita used and so twice. From the table topics speakers, Nitish and TM didn't use any filler words. Noor used twice. Chow used 6 times and 4 times. And Pragna used 1 time, and then there was a repeat sentence 1 time. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you. Now let me call upon Parag to share the timer report.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Good news. Everyone spoke within their allotted time. I'll go over the individual timings. Sachdeo spoke for 3 minutes, 5 seconds. Chandana spoke for 5 minutes, 7 seconds. Akshita, her speech was 7 minutes, 5 seconds. For table topics, Nitish spoke for 1 minute, 45 seconds. Noor for 2 minutes, 4 seconds. Chow for 1 minute, 25 seconds. TM Liu for 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Pranya for 1 minute, 55 seconds. And for evaluation, Anna spoke for 3 minutes and 6 seconds. That's it. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, timer. Yes. So this is how the meeting is going to be run, and it'll be theme-based. We meet every week on Fridays at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and it is a hybrid meeting. And it'll be either themed, it could be themes like prompt engineering, or there could be workshops given by people around the world, or it could be a debate as well. So we are encouraging for feedback and help us shape this club. So with that, I would like to ask for some experience, how your experience was. So let me call upon Pragna. Pragna, how was your experience today?
Thank you, Toastmaster. This is the first meeting and I'm impressed by the interest shown by the community. And I'm happy to see people from around the world. It is a new forum for me to meet people and also to learn something along the way. So it's educational and fun. Thank you.
Thank you. Karthik, how was your experience?
Yeah, I was driving, so I wasn't able to switch on my camera. But being a machine learning engineer myself, I definitely liked all of the content and the way it was presented. And definitely, I did not come to the meeting with any expectations. But this is definitely an interesting concept for a club. So yeah, in short, I enjoyed it.
Thank you. Chow, how was your experience?
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, and thank you so much for all the other presentations and the talk. I would like to echo Pranya and Karthik in terms of the presentation and also the event. Also, for me, this is the very first one for this club. And I really appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that it is about AI, yet I also learned a different part which I have not had a chance to learn before about AI and also about a group of high-tech people. I feel very much privileged and would love to be able to learn more from the team. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Mark, how was your experience?
Thank you, Jamal. It's interesting. I was expecting more of a traditional Toastmaster format, but in this meeting, you are focused on a topic, on a subject, AI. And I thought it was interesting to hear about the AI newsflash, which I don't normally see at other meetings, and also a company profile. I think that's something unique that this club brings. But one thing that I do want to point out is a lot of people are not on the camera, and this is Toastmasters. All of us should be on the camera. If you, this really should be no reason for people not to be on the camera. But that's it. That will be my feedback. Thank you, Jamal.
Hopefully before the next meeting. Now the floor is open for questions. Do you have any questions that you would like to ask? Abhijit and team will answer the questions. Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
Yes. Who are the officers of this club?
We will get to the officers after this. Yeah, so
Okay.
definitely I'll get to it. And then regarding membership, Abhijit will be sending out an email with the membership form as well as the dues for the club pretty soon after this meeting to all those who attended. Any other questions? In the meantime, let me ask Jin, your experience. Can you share your experience?
Sorry, did you call me?
Yeah,
Yes.
Jenny.
Okay. Thank you for inviting me, and Bijit sent me emails again and again and again. So I was really curious about the meeting, and I'm so happy to be here because I was a member in Monterey in Pacific time in California, but like I moved to Washington, D.C. So I wanted to rejoin Toastmasters, but I didn't do anything. So today, kind of everyone, you motivated me to join Toastmasters again. And I was your speech was really informative, and I learned a lot because I joined here to learn about AI more to use my work. So it was really helpful and informative. Thank you for inviting, and everyone did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. Mohammed, if you are, Mohammed, if you can hear me, would love to hear your experience.
Hey, Jamal. Well, it was a little different than usual Toastmaster meeting. I really enjoyed it, and I wish I could participate it, but next time. But thank you for doing such an amazing meeting today. Much appreciated.
Thank you so much. Next, I would like to call upon, sorry about that. Okay. I would like to call upon Gertrude. Did I get your name right? Gertrude? Yiming, how was your experience?
I feel it's pretty impressive. Like you put 3 presentations into a 1-hour meeting. It's very eye-opening to see a club built around the concept of AI. And today I saw, I think, mostly informative speeches about the cutting-edge AI technologies and also the classic mature AI technology. I'm pretty curious to learn if there will be more presentations about like some like practical tips or like something we can do with AI that can improve our life in the future. That would be really interesting to me.
Yes.
I mean, we will have a complete gamut of stuff. We'll not be focusing on just one thing, complete AI. So you will have workshops, practical workshops, which we can apply immediately. Thank you for your question.
Doris, how was your experience?
Thank you, Jamo. Yeah, when I heard about AI, is all new to me because I'm not working and I have lost my contact with other working people who are so advanced. So I just felt like I'm so behind in life now because everybody is so technologically talented. So every time when I come here, I'm just hearing all these new things that I have to absorb, and it is a lot of information that I have to learn and a lot of things that I don't know. So I am just learning. Thank you for letting me sitting in.
Thank you so much. TM Kumar, how was your experience?
Well, I'm not up to it. I'm not catching up to it. I'm just listening, and I do not know much about AI. I'm learning.
Yes, this is the right place. Yes.
So I hope to get some information at the end of the session and learn more about it later.
Sounds good. Rishikesh, how was your experience?
Thank you, Jayamal. I came to know about new techniques. Today's session was a lot of informative, and I like the speech delivered by Akshita. It was very informative, and all the table topic session, all the questions asked by Abhijit was thought provoking, and getting the inputs from all the speakers was very encouraging. And I look forward to attend sessions coming forward and learn and willing to learn more about AI moving forward.
Thank you. Gertrude, can you hear me? I see you on the video. Did I get your name right?
Yes. Gertrude?
Yes. How was your experience?
I'd say in my country, I see that technology is just beginning to be something that everyone else is turning to. And listening to the speeches, I thought that was really informative. I learned a lot, and personally for me, getting to use ChatGPT for my speeches and to do up my writing has actually got me to an advanced level. But sitting in today, information was light bulb moments for me. Very creative, very informative, and thank you.
Thank you so much. So we have for the club president is Sachin, and Vice President of Education is Abhijit Joshi. All other officer roles are unassigned at this moment, but definitely we will be meeting next week, same time, next week, Friday at 6 p.m. And Abhijit will be in touch with you all and hope to get this club chartered by next week. With that, I adjourn this meeting. Please stay back and feel free to ask any questions you may have.